Okay, so the property, two properties we have to study in this chapter. When the liquid is at rest, the property which we will study is surface tension. Okay, and liquid in motion, viscosity. Okay, so today we'll start with this property, that is when the liquid is at rest. Okay, when the liquid is at rest, the free surface of the liquid, it tries to attain a minimum surface area. Okay, the free surface of the liquid tries to attain a minimum surface area, due to which it behaves like a stretched membrane. Okay, it behaves as if there is some stretched membrane over the free surface of the liquid which is at rest. This property of the liquid we call it as the surface tension. Okay, that is the free surface of the liquid is also tensed. Why it is tensed? Because it is trying to attain a minimum surface area and behaving as if there is some stretched membrane over it. Okay, and this property we call it as surface tension. So write down surface tension. The property of the liquid at rest, the property of the liquid at rest, due to which free surface of the liquid tries to attain a minimum surface area, and behaves like a stretched membrane. Okay, so whenever the liquid is at rest, the free surface of the liquid, okay, the upper surface of the liquid tries to attain a minimum surface area, okay, and behaves like a stretched membrane. This property we call it as surface tension. Okay, now let's find the expression of the surface tension. Yes, let the liquid is taken in a container which is at rest. This is the free surface of the liquid. If we draw any imaginary line, okay, this free surface of the liquid will try to attain a minimum surface area. Okay, if we draw any imaginary line on the free surface, okay, you cannot draw it, just consider an imaginary line on the free surface. It appears as if this line is pulled from both the sides by equal force. How it appears? As if this line is being pulled from both the sides by some equal force. Somebody is pulling this line from both the sides by equal force. So, surface tension is defined as this force per unit length of the imaginary line. So, force per unit length of the imaginary line is called as the surface tension. So, if we consider any imaginary line on the free surface of the liquid, it appears as if the line is being pulled from both the sides by equal forces. So this force per unit length of the imaginary line, we call it as surface tension, represented by S, or in some of the books it may be represented by T. Okay, so surface tension S is equal to force per unit length. Okay, draw the figure and write down S is equal to force per unit length, and now we'll define. Okay, make the figure, draw any imaginary line on the free surface, and it appears as if the line is being pulled from both the sides by some force F. Okay, these forces will be equal. So write down. Surface tension is defined as force per unit length per unit length of the imaginary line. Force per unit length of imaginary line. Okay, so the formula is S is equal to F upon L. Now we come to its SI unit. SI unit will be SI unit of surface tension. S is what? Surface tension. Is, as you can see from the formula, it is Newton per meter. And the dimension will be dimensional formula. Newton is the unit of force as a dimension, m 3 raised to the power minus 2 upon L. So L raised to the power 1 upon 1, L raised to the power 0, T raised to the power minus 2. So the dimensional formula of surface tension is m raised to the power 1, L raised to the power 0, T raised to the power minus 2. Okay, now we'll discuss few examples or the illustrations of surface tension. So right now, examples of surface tension. Okay, a liquid drop, a small liquid drop will try to attain a surface, will try to attain a minimum surface area. So it will acquire a spherical shape. Okay, you must have seen the small drops of liquid are spherical in shape. Why they are spherical in shape? Because they will try, the free surface of the liquid tries to attain a minimum surface area. And for a given volume, the minimum surface area is for sphere. Okay, for cuboid, for a given volume has more surface, cuboid has more surface area, cube has more surface area than a sphere. Sphere has a minimum surface area. Okay, so that is why small drops of liquid will try to attain a spherical shape. Okay, they will become spherical in shape. Why? Because the sphere has a minimum surface area. Okay, and any liquid at rest will try to attain a minimum surface area, and minimum surface area is of sphere. So write the first example. Small drops of liquid are spherical in shape, because for a given volume, sphere has minimum surface area. For a given volume, sphere has minimum surface area. Okay, write down, but bigger drops becomes flattened at the bottom, due to gravity. Okay, small drops will be spherical in shape. Okay, because the weight of this drop is negligible, only gravity's effect is negligible. But bigger drops, they will become flattened at the bottom. Why? Because of the gravity. So the bigger drops will get slightly flattened at the bottom due to the gravity, due to the Earth's gravitational force, or due to its weight, whereas the small drops will be completely spherical in shape. Okay, write the second example. Okay, a shaving brush, when it is dipped in water, when it is immersed in water, all the hair, they are separated from each other. Okay, all the hair are spread out. But as soon as you take out the shaving brush out of the water, the hair clings, all the hairs cling together, all the hairs, they get stuck together. Why? Because a water film will be formed on it, and it will try to acquire, this water film will try to acquire a minimum surface area. Okay, and that is why all the hairs get cling, all the hairs get stick together. Okay, whereas when they are inside the water, the airs are separated from each other. Okay, so you must have observed this. This is also due to surface tension. So write down a shaving brush. A shaving brush when dipped in water. A shaving brush when dipped in water. The layers are separated. The layers are separated, but when taken out of the water, but when taken out of the water, the layers cling together. CLING. The layers cling together. The layers cling together because a water film is formed on it. Because a water film is formed on it, which tries to attain a minimum surface area. Which tries to attain a minimum surface area. Okay, next example. Okay, on a soap film or on a water film. Okay, take a rectangular frame of wire. Okay, and dip it in soap film. Okay, this type of rectangular frame of wire is there. Dip it in the soap solution. A soap film will be formed on it. Okay, a soap film will be formed on it. And keep a thread gently on it. Okay, making any shape. As soon as you keep it, what happens? This will acquire circular shape. The thread will become circular in shape. Why? Because the minimum surface area is for a circle and it will try to attain a minimum. Put your audio off. Audio should be off. Supriya, put your audio off. Okay, so any thread which is kept on the soap film acquire circular shape. Why? Because of surface tension, because it will try to attain a minimum surface area. So write down a thread kept on a soap film, kept on a soap film acquires circular shape, because of surface tension. Because of surface tension. Okay, one more example here we can discuss. A greased needle. Okay, a needle which is made up of iron. We know that when it is kept on the water surface, if it pricks the water surface, it will sink inside because its weight is greater than the buoyant force, so it will sink inside. Okay, we have already studied that any iron is will sink inside the water. Okay, but a greased needle, when it is kept gently on the water surface, okay, it is kept gently such that this water surface should not be pricked by that needle. Okay, it is kept gently on the water surface. So what happens? This needle keeps on floating on the water surface. This needle will keep on floating by. See here, the force of surface tension is acting tangential to the surface. As you can see in this figure, the force of surface tension is tangential to the free surface. When you keep a greased needle gently on the water surface, here what will happen? The water surface gets depressed. Where the needle is kept, the water surface gets depressed. Now this is the force of the surface tension which is acting tangential to the surface. Okay, now this force can be resolved into two components. the horizontal components cancel out and the vertical components will be added up. The vertical components will be acting in this direction. So these are the vertical components of surface tension. Why it keeps floating? Because the net force on it is 0. And what are the two forces? The weight of the needle is acting in the downward direction, which is balanced by the vertical components of the surface tension. So due to which it keeps on floating on the water surface. But the caution is it has to be kept gently on the water surface such that it does not prick the water surface. Okay, it should not prick the surface of the water. Otherwise, once it pricks, it will sink inside the water. It has to be kept gently. That is why it is greased. Grease means some oil or something is rubbed on it. Okay, so the grease needle. So you can draw this figure and write down. Okay, so here is the needle and the water surface will be depressed. These are the forces of the surface tension which are acting tangential to the surface of the liquid. Okay, draw the figure. And these two horizontal components will be cancelled. These are the horizontal components will be cancelled. Vertical components will be added, and these vertical components are balanced by the weight of the needle, and it keeps on floating. Okay, draw the figure and write 2 lines about it. Write down a greased needle, a greased needle, when kept gently on the water surface, when kept gently on the water surface, keeps floating because weight of the needle, the weight of the needle is balanced by the vertical components of the surface tension, is balanced by the vertical components of the surface tension. Okay, write one more line. Where does this force of surface tension act? The force of surface tension acts tangential to the surface of the liquid. So write down the force of the surface tension. The force of the surface tension acts tangential to the free surface of the liquid. Acts tangential to the free surface of the liquid. Okay, now we will discuss the molecular theory of surface tension. Okay, molecular theory of surface tension. Using the molecular theory, we will again define surface tension. So, molecular theory of surface tension. Molecular theory of surface tension. Okay, so few definitions, few terms we should know. Okay, because these terms will be used in this topic, molecular theory of surface tension. Okay, force of cohesion. I think everybody knows the force, attractive force between two similar molecules. That is the two molecules of the same substance. You must have studied in chemistry also. The force of attraction between two similar molecules, we call it as force of cohesion. And force of addition is the force of attraction between two different molecules. When water is taken in a glass container, at the point of contact, the water molecule and the glass molecules are attracting each other. Okay, so this is force of addition, and the force between any two water molecules, will call it as the force of cohesion. So write down force of cohesion. Few terms here we'll study, and then we'll come to this topic. Force of cohesion and addition. Write down the force between two similar molecules. The force between two similar molecules is called as force of cohesion. Is called as force of cohesion, and the force between two different molecules, that is molecules of the different substance, they will be obviously different, and the force between two different molecules is called as force of addition. Is called as force of addition. Now the next term is molecular range. Okay, now molecular ranges, we know that any two similar molecules are attracting each other with some force. The maximum distance up to which one molecule can attract the other molecule, that we call it as the molecular range. Okay, so the maximum distance up to which one molecule can attract the other similar molecule, that distance is called as the molecular range. So write down the maximum distance up to which one molecule can attract the other molecule, up to which one molecule can attract the other molecule. Okay, so the maximum distance up to which one molecule can attract the other molecule, we call it as the molecular range. Next is sphere of influence. Sphere of influence. Okay, if we draw a sphere around a molecule, keeping the molecule at the center, whose radius is equal to molecular range. Okay, a sphere drawn around the molecule, okay, keeping the molecule at the center, with having a radius equals to the molecular range. This sphere is called as the sphere of influence. So write down a sphere drawn around the molecule, a sphere drawn around the molecule whose radius is equal to the molecular range, whose radius is equal to the molecular range. Okay, so keeping this molecule at the center, we have drawn a sphere around it, and the radius of the sphere is equal to molecular range. And what is molecular range? The maximum distance up to which one molecule can attract the other molecule. That distance we call it as the molecular range, and we have drawn a sphere around the molecule whose radius is equal to molecular range. Next is surface film. Okay, at the upper surface of the liquid, we draw thin film whose thickness is equal to molecular range. Let me have taken a liquid in a container, and this film we have drawn on the upper surface of the liquid, whose thickness is equal to the molecular range. Okay, so on the upper surface of the liquid, we have drawn a thin film whose distance or whose thickness is equal to the molecular range. So this film is called as the surface film. So write down surface film. Write down a film drawn on the free surface of the liquid. A thin film drawn on the free surface of the liquid, whose thickness is equal to molecular range. Whose thickness is equal to molecular range. Okay, so this we call it as the surface film. So all these terms you should know it. Okay, before we discuss this. molecular theory of surface tension. Okay, the first one is force of cohesion or force of adhesion. Force of cohesion or force of adhesion is the force between two similar molecules. Okay, it is the force of attraction. The force between two similar molecules, that is called as the force of cohesion, and the force between two different molecules is called as the force of adhesion. Okay, then molecular range, the maximum distance up to which one molecule can attract the other molecule. This maximum distance we call it as the molecular range. Then sphere of influence, if we draw a sphere around a molecule whose radius is equal to the molecular range, this sphere will be called as the sphere of influence. Okay, and surface film is a thin surface drawn on the free surface of the liquid whose thickness is equal to the molecular range. This also we call it as the surface film. Okay, now we come to molecular theory of surface tension. Now let's discuss how these terms will be used in this molecular theory. Will define surface tension using this molecular theory. Okay, now let a liquid is taken in a container. What is this? This is the surface film, a thin surface drawn near the free surface of the liquid whose thickness is equal to molecular range. Okay, so this we call it as the surface film. Now let us consider a molecule, let us name it as A, and its sphere of influence is well inside the liquid. The sphere of influence of molecule A. Okay, let us name it as A. The sphere of influence of molecule A is well inside the liquid. So what will be the net force on it? All the other molecules are attracting this molecule from all the sides. So what will be the net force on it? Net force is equal to 0. So the net force on this molecule is 0. But the molecules which are on the surface film, okay, on those molecules the net force is not equal to 0. Why? Because its sphere of influence is not well inside the liquid. Okay, some part of the sphere of influence is outside. So the net force is not equal to 0. So these molecules will experience, all the molecules which are on the surface film, some will experience more downward force, some will experience less downward force, but all these molecules which are on the surface film, they all experience some downward force. So all these molecules are experiencing a downward force. Okay, the molecules which are well inside the liquid, no force on it. But the molecules which are on the surface film, they will experience a net downward force. Now, if a molecule is taken from well inside the liquid to the surface film, some work has to be done. And this work will be stored in the form of potential energy. Okay, now more the number of molecules on the surface film, more is the potential energy of this liquid. But a liquid at rest tries to attain a minimum potential energy. And when can the potential energy be minimum? When there are minimum number of molecules on the surface film. Minimum number of molecules means minimum surface area. And this property of the liquid, we call it as surface tension. Okay, so we will continue the same topic tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I will dictate also, then you can write down. Okay, so for today I am ending the meeting.